Hey guys, Curdhos from Hostyle Conditioning. Today we're going to do a little video. We're going to go over what we do for our warm-up, our mobility warm-up. This is the same warm-up that we do before all our workouts, and it's very important. It's not the same as what you see in a lot of gyms where people do no warm-up, where they hop on a treadmill and they walk for 5 minutes or spin on the bike or the elliptical and think they're ready to engage. So what we're doing here is we're going through a series of exercises that are meant to warm up all the joints, get the blood flowing, get the heart pumping, get the adrenaline going a bit so the body is truly ready to engage and you'll perform at a better, safe, functional level because of that. So we're going to go through a couple series of exercises. As Beth will pan around, you're going to see we have a few different people here. This is the way we start all our classes. Everybody just laying there. There you go. Wave to the camera if you want. It's all good. So the first part that we're going to start with is called crocodile breathing. And what we're doing here is we're just sort of trying to relax the upper body. Usually a lot of workouts happen at the end of the day, in the evening, so you've had a whole day of work and tension and stress and life at you. So what we do is we start by laying on our back, putting our hands across our belly button, and then breathing through our belly. And what we're doing is we're trying to breathe nice and deeply so we use up all our lung capacity to the point where we see the hands moving. And that's how we know that we're properly getting the oxygen in there. And what we're doing is we're breathing in on 2, and exhaling on 4. So we really want to empty out those lungs. And what we're doing here is getting lots of oxygen into the blood system, and we're also loosening up and taking rid of a lot of the stress from the upper body. And by loosening up and relaxing the upper body, we're going to have better mobility, we're going to have better movement, and again, we're going to be ready to start engaging. So again, it's a chance to clear your mind from the thoughts of the day and start worrying about the only thing that matters, which is the specific move that we're on. So again, nice deep breathing for 2. Exhaling on 4, and then we're going to go into our first exercise. So the other thing I'm going to do is I start a timer because I like our warm-ups to stay between 8 and 10 minutes, and then we go from there. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put our hands down by our side, palms up by our pockets. We're going to have our feet together, our heels together, and our toes pulled up towards our chin. What we're going to do is we're going to start doing a single leg raise, and we're going to time it with our breathing. So we're going to lift one leg in as we inhale, as high as we can without lifting our back, and then lower as we exhale. Breathe in, alternating legs. Excellent. And the tempo is what you're breathing. If you're going too fast, you're going to hyperventilate. So time it what you're breathing. What we're also trying to do is tighten up the abdominals just before we pull to engage the abdominals and the hip flexors. So that's the prime mover. A lot of times when we have stiffness or poor mobility, we'll use our lower back. We'll try to tilt our pelvis more. We're really trying to slow it down and break it back down and teach the body to engage properly so that it becomes instinctive when it does go to lift the leg that the abs and the hip flexors are doing the initial move. Alright, now we're going to move into the next one. We're going to bring our arms up into a T position, one hand up, one hand down, higher up, so you're in a full T. Bring your knees up. And what we're going to do here, raise that hand a little bit more, Joe. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put the hand that's down, we're going to have lots of arm pressure on there against the floor. We're going to rotate our knees towards that hand as far as we can without this shoulder coming up, and then we're going to come back up to the neutral position. Then we're going to switch our hands, this hand down, this hand up, and then we're going to rotate over again, pressing hard with the hand into that side to stabilize, keeping this hand open and the shoulder down to take the shoulder out of it so the rotation happens through the midsection. And then we'll do that back and forth for 1 minute to 3 minutes depending on what day it is. We run a mobility only class on Tuesdays where we take the warm-up that we do 8 to 10 moves on, and we expand on it and go 1 to 3 minutes per move to really work, learn the skill, and increase our mobility and flexibility. The other thing we do is when we come up to the 12 o'clock position is we bring our shoulder blades back like we're trying to pinch something behind our shoulder blades so our chest is up, and then we rotate as well. That puts a different stress on the lower body. And back. Again, good breathing. Excellent. All right, now we're going to clear the back. When we clear the back, we're going to go into a cobra and a child pose. So a bit of a yoga move here. What's nice about this warm-up is that, especially if you worked out the night before, the day before, or 24 to 48 hours earlier, and you're stiff and sore, this is a great way to loosen all that stuff up. A lot of people come in worried about, I won't be able to work out, I'm too stiff, I'm too sore, especially the new people starting. Once they get through this warm-up, they're 99% of the time surprised about how well they feel. It's because we've worked a lot of those kinks out. So what we're doing is we're going back. We'll do a 5 count today, guys. So we're going to hold each position for 5. When we're in the cobra, we're keeping our arms straight. We're trying to relax our hips and our glutes so we get as much of the groin area onto the floor, stretching everything out. Our toes are in, shorten the muscles so we get more of a stretch back there as well. And then we go back into the child pose. And what we're doing here is we're trying to push our hips so that eventually our butt can touch the heels, our arms are long, and we're tucking down by our elbows, and we're breathing, and we're holding that position. So again, we're getting things ready, we're getting some elasticity going. It's stretching through control. It's not just stretching for the sake of flexibility, it's stretching and being able to hold for some stability so that the body can bear weight better through a range of motion. Alright, let's get back on our back and we're going to move into a scorpion. And again, a lot of these names are cool sounding dangerous animals. I don't know how that came across, but it's a lot more fun than saying, you know, lay on your back and move your legs. So we're going to be doing a scorpion. Arms out in the T position again. We're raising one leg as high as we can to 12 o'clock, crossing the body with it as far as we can without the opposite shoulder coming off. Hold it for 1 to 2 count, bring it back up, alternate legs. Bring it up, come across, keep that opposite shoulder pinned. So if that shoulder stops you from going any further, that's the stretch. The moment the shoulder comes off, you've lost the stretch. So it's not about trying to go as far over as you can, it's about going as far over as you can while maintaining the shoulder here so that we get the proper stretch where we need it. And again, really normal. Up and over. Excellent. Spin around on our stomachs to do the reverse scorpion. Similar position, our chin is on the mat, we're looking straight. Arms are out in a T position. This time we're going to lift the leg at the knee, bend it, and then bring it back across the body as far as we can towards our hands while keeping that shoulder down. This will allow people to feel a lot more in their lower back. And again, that's what we're trying to do, is warm everything up and loosen things up, be ready for action. Bend, lift, and bring over. And then something I like to tell the people is you pretend that there's like a 100-pound weight on your foot pulling you over. I don't want it to touch. If it can touch, you bring it higher up towards your hand like this. We want to keep tension on it. And then back. Lots of core. A lot of our beginners, have a hard time with just the warm-up because this is a lot of activity, lots of core activity going on. And no matter where you are fitness-wise, you want to be breathing hard. You want to have some sweat going at the end of this warm-up. This is what a real warm-up is all about. Excellent. We're going to get up onto our hands and knees into a table, and we're going to go into the bird dog. And on this bird dog, we're going to do a 3-second or 3-count hold on every position. So when you do it, you're raising opposite arm and opposite leg. Toes are pulled in, heels driven back like you're trying to strike the wall to force the stretch, and back in. And I'll alternate anywhere between a 3 and a 10 count to force people to hold that position, and again, really engage the whole core working together in unison. You'll see a lot of times when people first start, they're wobbling all over the place, but within a few workouts, they're able to maintain a lot more stability because of that. And it helps, it carries through in a lot of the other exercises. So the heels driven back, toes are pulled in, the hands stretched. So basically trying to make yourself as long as possible. Alright, everybody up on their feet. We're going to go into a lunge. Now we're going to start stretching the legs out a bit more. Just move your mats off to the side. And let's lunge north-south, guys. Left long ways. Over here, Joe. You guys come this way, yeah? You guys just intersect. You guys can lunge this way, and you guys lunge this way. That's Nick, everybody. Alright, let's start. Reach out with the front leg. Bring that back leg down. Keep that chest up. It's not a race. If you lose balance, stop and regroup. Maintain control. That's it. Normally it's not this quiet because we're filming, everyone's on their best behavior, which is nice. When you get to respective ends, we're going to go into a toy soldier. Hands straight out, walking across the room, kicking. That's it, and breathing. That's it. Excellent. Going back on their mats, Joe back here. We're going to go into rollover V sit-ups. We're going to do a dozen. This is more of a dynamic move because now we're starting to get things happening a little bit faster. Trying to get the blood pumping and work the explosiveness of the body. This way. back, hands on the floor. We're going to bring our legs up over our head, and then propel our heels down towards the ground, landing in a V. Legs are back, loading, and then you snap the heels forward. And as we land, we want to open up our heels so we land in that V, and our hands are coming through like a shallow dive. And as you get into it, then you want to start propelling harder. You want to start snapping those hands out. That's it. Driving those heels. So whips you forward. Good. Excellent. Good. And at the end of this exercise, I'll usually pick up some sort of cardio-based exercise. A smaller group will use the prowler. If it's a bigger group like we have today, we're going to go into 50 jumping jacks. Is that 12? Yeah. All right. So up on your feet. And 50 jumping jacks. Get the heart going, get the blood pumping. Finish off this warm-up. Now most of the exercise done at the beginning of the warm-ups will be repeated on a regular basis. And one of the ones in the middle I'll phase out and I'll rotate different exercises in depending on what exercise, what workout we have planned for the day. If there's certain areas I want to focus on a bit more. But again, some of the staples are the breathing, the single leg raise we did at the beginning, the scorpions, and the bird dogs. Those are my staples. I like to see them in all our warm-ups, and then I'll sub in out many other exercises that we do throughout. So again, a lot of people have been asking us, what do we do for a warm-up? This is a warm-up. If we had better sound in this camera, you'd hear that everybody's breathing now, there's some sweat going on, everyone's really ready to work out physically and mentally. There's going to be a big difference in performance. Excellent. Any questions? You guys know how to get a hold of me through Twitter at Hostile Training, or through our Facebook, or at curdhos@gmail.com, or hostaleconditioning.com. Curdhos from Hostile Conditioning saying crush it.